Well, hello, and welcome back. Alright, are you ready for this one? Chicken and corn quiche. Alright, first thing we want to do is preheat our ovens to 190 degrees Celsius. We want to grab out a couple of sheets of frozen puff pastry to thaw out. I only ever use puff pastry. Two important things with puff pastry when you're making quiches or pies or anything. The first one is you want to make sure your oven is at 190 degrees Celsius before you put your quiche or your pies in, or whatever temperature you're cooking at. You want to make sure it's up to that temperature before you put it in. And the other thing is you never put fillings in warm or hot. So if you're making pies, say for instance, and you got your meat, you want it to go cold at room temperature before you put it in there. That also stops your puff pastry from going soggy. Now today I'm using a square cake tin because whenever I make quiches, I always use the square one. I love them, they're really easy, I can get a massive amount of crust on them, they're just great. But you can always use a circle one if you want. So what we're going to need is 8 eggs, quarter of a cup of milk, quarter of a cup of cream, and some salt and pepper. I'm using grated tasty cheese, but you can use any cheese you can get your hands on and just grate it up. I've got a pretty big capsicum there, so I'll probably only use half of that, and I'll slice it up nice and thin. Normally I'd have frozen corn, but I don't have any, so I've just got some canned corn. So I'll just drain that out and we'll probably use about half a tin. A couple of spring onions, and I've got a barbecue chook because I love using barbecue chook in quiches. Alrighty, now we've got them done and ready to go. So I pulled apart half of the chook, and it was only a little chook too, and I think that will be plenty. So if you can't get a barbecue chook and you've got some chicken at home, just cook it up, fry it up, and use it that way. Alright, medium bowl, 8 eggs. A little bit of salt. I don't like using too much salt, but I like using a decent cracker pepper. Whisk it up with a whisk or a fork. Quarter of a cup of cream. Now if you don't have cream, you can leave it out. I just really like it because it makes it creamier. Quarter of a cup of milk, and then whisk that all in really well. Alright, bang it in there. Just get it as even as you can. Push it into the corners. So the most important thing is you just want to make sure you push it down on the bottom and get any air bubbles out that are in the bottom. Now we just want to try and cut it into roughly even, doesn't really matter, 4 strips. So pull a strip off. And what you want to do, the bottom of the strip, the sticky one, is what you want to add to the other pastry. So what I do is just put it out on the edge and right near the bottom. I hope you can see that. So I'll just sit it right near the bottom, go around and press it in. Just a little bit, not too much. Just fold that over a little bit on that side. Next one. Along the bottom, push it in. Alright, once we push them all in gently, just fold it over for now, like so. So chicken first, and yes, I'm an animal. I love putting the barbecue skin in there. But you don't have to, you can do anything you want, but yeah, yum. Sprinkle a little cheese, just a little bit. Spring onion. By the looks of this, I would have only needed 1. Capsicum. So in the end, I would have probably used a quarter of that capsicum. Corn, canned, fresh or frozen, as little or as much as you like. Pour our egg mix in. Another sprinkle of cheese over the top. So really, you don't use bugger all of anything. It's pretty awesome. Except eggs. Okay, now what I love to do is I love to fold the edges over and just leave them up just a fraction higher than the tin. Fold them all in there because this makes beautiful crust. Alright, once you've folded them all over, just get a bit of the egg mix from in there, clean fingers obviously, and just rub it all over the pastry. And we're done. As soon as the oven is hot enough, We want to bang it in there. It usually takes around the 40-minute mark in my electric oven, but we'll see how we go. Alright, while that's cooking away, I've got enough stuff left over to make some mini ones as well, so I thought we'll make mini ones. Now, as I'm editing, I'll work out exactly what I use for both of them, and I'll write it exactly in the description below. Now, I haven't made little ones in years, so we'll see how we go. So I'm just going to attempt it with this first. This is an 8cm glass, I know that much. And they're perfect. So 2 sheets of puff pastry, 8cm ring, and a 12-hole muffin tin. Alright, now they're done, I'm going to bang them in the fridge for a minute because the oven's not ready. And what I'm going to do is get out the other half of chook, and I'm going to pull it apart, only I'm going to cut it really tiny, and you probably won't even need a quarter. Alright, now I've cut the chicken up nice and small. I'm just going to use the same bowl again. This time I'm going to do an educated guess and say 5 eggs. Same again, a little squirt of salt and pepper. This time I'm going to put a dash of milk. So let's just say half a quarter of a cup. And a dash of cream. And mix that in well. Alright, I'm just going to chuck them back in the fridge for a minute because the big quiche is almost ready. Man, it smells amazing in here. Exactly 40 minutes later in my electric oven. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Just like that, we've got a beautiful bloody quiche. Alright, so I like to leave it sit there for 5 minutes and let the eggs settle because it will sink a bit. Alrighty, 5 minutes later, so I just like to get a spatula and just loosen up all the edges. You don't normally need to, but it doesn't hurt just in case there is one little bit stuck. It'll make you come undone. Stick a plate on top with your tea towel because it's hot. Turn it over. Wow. Whoa. Look at that base, lovelies. It's absolutely perfect. Like I said, hot enough oven, you'll win every time. Alright, another plate on top. Turn it over. Make it into the middle. Get rid of your tea towels. Boom. Breakfast, lunch or dinner. Oh, I can't tell you how freaking nice that smells. I'll just stick a light on there just so you can see better, hopefully. Oh, I just don't know. You can't tell properly in this light. Oh, it's freaking amazing. I'm just going to slide it onto the bench so I can cut a slice. Oh, baby. Take me home, mama. Foolproof every time. If you do exactly what I say, you will have a perfect quiche every time. I just love these square ones. Plus, they're really easy to put cold in lunch boxes. Let's see if I can flip it up enough for you to see. Oh, my gosh. And the smell is frigging amazing. Alright, let's get cracking on the little ones. Oh mate, I just had a little slice of it. Far out, it's nice. That barbecue chicken just, oh. So I love doing them this way because say if you've got someone who doesn't eat capsicum, you can leave it out. Say if you want to make some with ham and cheese, or cheese and tomato, like you can just switch them around and put whatever filling you want in before you put your egg mix in, which is just brilliant. Now these freeze really well too, so if you chuck them in, wrap them up and chuck them in the freezer, you can heat them up from frozen, put your oven on 180 degrees Celsius, heat it up and then bang them in there on a tray frozen, and oh, you'll know when they're ready. You'll be able to smell them. Bloody beautiful that way. Or you can thaw them out. So I would like half thaw them out and then stick them in the kids' lunch boxes in summer. And by the time lunch come around, they were perfectly thawed out and still nice and cold. And they're really yummy for kids too. But like I said, because you can freeze them, you can make up heaps of batches. Spring onion. A little bit of cheese. Capsicum. So I'll just whisk the egg again quickly and I'll just get a little measurement cup out just to make it easier to pour in. And then we just fill them. Nice and slow, let it soak in. It's got a nice little rim right around the top. How awesome that! There was exactly enough egg mix right down to the last drop. Alrighty, just another little bit of cheese on top. Once they're done, bang them in the oven. Oh my god, it smells so good up in here. Look at these babies. 22 minutes later in my electric oven. I'll just leave them sit there for a couple of minutes to cool down a bit, and then we'll just pop them all out. Alrighty, so I used to just get a teaspoon and just, you want to crack the seal from any, as soon as they move like that, you know they're good to go. Look at that. Just absolutely superb these are. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome weekend. Give them a crack, you won't be disappointed. And if all goes well, I'll see you on Monday. Toodles! Toodaloo!